If you have ever been determined to build a habit of exercising, reading, or learning a new skill, however, just after a few days of diligent practice, you gradually start to feel discouraged and tired, and so you decide to take a day off, thinking that you will continue building the habit tomorrow. Usually, tomorrow also means never. And then, after some time, you realize that you've completely forgotten your goal of establishing a new habit without even noticing. If you have ever experienced this, then this video is for you. In this video, I will share with you the most effective way to build a new habit, which will help improve your life. Now, let's get into the main content. First, we need to understand what a habit is. A habit, simply put, is a repeated action day in and day out. It could be brushing your teeth, washing your face, or smoking. Looking at this definition, we realize that the most important factor in creating a habit lies in repetition. An action, no matter how complex or difficult it may be, will eventually become automatic if we perform it regularly. Therefore, the method I propose will help you create this repetition. This method is called 1 minute. Simply put, when you want to build any habit, spend just 1 minute each day practicing that habit. For example, if you want to build the habit of exercising, then dedicate 1 minute each day to working out. If 1 minute feels too long, you can simply do 1 push-up each day. The same goes for other habits. If you want to develop a reading habit, just commit to reading 1 page a day. For learning a new language, you can learn 1 vocabulary word each day. The most important aspect of this method is consistency. Regardless of whether it's sunny or rainy, hot or cold, you just need to do 1 push-up each day. If you can do this, after a sufficient amount of time, the exercise habit will become a part of you. You will do it automatically, just like brushing your teeth or washing your face. At this point, many of you might wonder, what benefit does doing just 1 push-up a day have? So, I will explain further why this method is effective. The first reason is that this method helps us overcome our inertia. One of the common reasons we fail to build new habits is that we set our goals too high from the start. Human nature is greedy. Everyone wants to achieve a lot. When we set out to build a new habit, we often aim for very large goals right from the beginning, such as exercising for 30 minutes a day or reading for 30 minutes. This greed is what leads us to failure. Imagine today you've had a long and tiring workday. When you get home, you feel tired even just from breathing. So, at that moment, between the 2 goals of exercising for 30 minutes or doing 1 push-up, which do you think is more feasible? Setting this small goal helps us overcome our inertia. Doing 1 push-up is so easy that it's hard to refuse. Typically, once we've done 1 push-up, very few of us stop there. Most of us will continue to do it many more times. The second reason this method is effective is that it helps us create daily repetition. As I mentioned earlier, the most important factor in forming a habit is daily repetition. The brain basically doesn't care whether you exercise a lot or a little in a day. It also doesn't care how many books you read in a day. What it cares about is that you've been exercising and reading books every day. This action has been repeated for months and years. It is this frequent and long-term repetition that will create new neural connections in your brain, allowing these actions to become habits. At that point, you can perform them automatically without any coercion. This is also the method that Elon Musk uses to build new habits for himself. In one conversation, when the host asked him if he had any advice for the younger generation, Musk said a lot, but I only remember 2 main points. He advised everyone to read books and to build good habits by spending a few minutes each day practicing them. For me, These are very valuable pieces of advice. Additionally, although we set a goal to do at least one push-up each day, in reality, you can exercise as much as you want, as long as you enjoy it. Another important thing is that you need to clearly determine when during the day you will practice that habit. One of the rather silly reasons we fail to build new habits is that we forget not to do them. To overcome this issue, one of the simplest ways is to set an alarm on your phone. You can choose a suitable time during the day and then set a recurring alarm. Each time the alarm goes off, you perform the habit. Another way is to practice the new habit right after an old habit. For example, exercising after waking up or reading before going to bed. You can choose what works best for you. Now, let's move on to the next part: giving up bad habits. Another reason we fail to build good habits is that we have bad habits. This is a very important point. Going back to the example of exercising, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that people who are addicted to alcohol rarely go to the gym. And conversely, those who regularly work out seldom have alcohol addictions. I've never seen anyone sit drinking from the afternoon until late at night and then wake up early the next morning to go for a run. On the contrary, gym goers are also individuals who value their health. So few of them spend all day drinking and partying through the night. The explanation for this is quite simple. These two habits are almost opposite to each other. One is a habit that builds health, while the other is a habit that destroys health. These two habits rarely coexist in the same person. Therefore, before you want to build any new habit, you should ask yourself whether you currently have any bad habits that are preventing you from developing good ones. Are there any bad habits that, after doing them, make you feel like the rest of your day is wasted and you can't get anything else done? If you are addicted to any bad habits, such as smoking, drinking, gaming, social media, or gambling, you should focus entirely on giving up these bad habits before attempting to build new ones. Our efforts to build good habits while still possessing bad habits are akin to trying to blow up a balloon that has a hole in it. Bad habits are those holes. They drain our energy and mental strength each day, which in turn leaves us without the willpower to create something positive. Many times, we fail to build good habits and do not know what the reasons for our failure are. However, sometimes the cause stems from the bad habits we currently have. In today's video, I shared with you one of the most effective methods for building new habits: the 1-minute method. Simply put, we set a goal to dedicate a very small amount of time each day to practice the new habit. This could be doing one push-up a day, reading one page of a book, or learning one new vocabulary word. One push-up, one page of a book, or one new word may not significantly improve our lives. But what's important here is that it helps us maintain the habit. This daily repetition gradually creates new neural connections in our brains, helping actions become habits. Additionally, although the goal is to do one push-up each day, we can exercise for as long as we want. And after doing one push-up, it's rare for someone to stop and not do more. The same applies to other habits. Another note is that we should fix the time to practice the new habit using an alarm or by doing it right after an old habit. Along with that, before building a new habit, you should ask yourself if you currently have any bad habits that drain your energy and cause stress. If you have such bad habits, you should prioritize giving them up before building good ones. At the end of the video, I want to quote a famous saying by Steve Jobs that I really like. Human beings are nothing more than the products of their habits. Okay, the video ends here. See you all in the next video. And I wish everyone a great day.